The bell rang and all the students started to collect their stuff before walking out of the class. They can be late for any other class, but even a minute of delay can cost them so much if they miss this class. For some, this class means so much fun and entertaining, where they enjoy playing instruments, but it's a big no for you. You're the most talentless among them when it comes to playing musical instruments. Your friend came to you when she saw you are not even moving. Ryan, didn't you hear the bell? Let's go, or else Mrs. Christine would be mad. You know she always stay mad at you. You sighed and leaned your head against the table before faking crying. I don't want to go. Today I have to play the piano and I still don't know how to. She will insult me in front of everyone. But we can't even miss the class. That would be worse. Now let's go. She pulled your arm while you fake cried, but then you felt so embarrassed when you saw Jungkook coming inside the class. He looked at you and you felt so embarrassed for acting weirdly. He was here to get something from his bag, but before leaving he looked at you for the last time, making you feel more shy. Let's go now. You got up. He will attend the class too. It will be so embarrassing to get insulted in front of him. She rolled her eyes. Come on, don't start a romance here. He doesn't care. You glared at her. Okay, fine. I know you like him, but right now you should think about what Mrs. Christine would do rather than what he would think. Let's go. You both walked out of the classroom. It was a relief for you that Mrs. Christine didn't say anything. She let you both come in without saying anything. Your eyes fell on Jungkook and he was looking at you only, making you quickly look down. He is the most popular boy of this school, but also a bad boy just because he is in every fight that happens inside school. Although you don't like such type of guys, but you have a crush on him. He's not as bad as how everyone describes him. You sat on your seat. Nancy looked at you when she saw bandages wrapped around your fingers. She nudged your elbow. What happens to your fingers? I did not see these bandages in the morning. Shh, I'll tell you everything later. She shook her head because she knew you did it to escape from playing the piano. Ryan, it was your turn to play the notes today. Are you ready? You stood up nervously and got more nervous when you saw that everyone was just looking at you, even Jungkook. Mrs. Christine noticed your bandaged fingers. What happened to your fingers? Actually, ma'am, I got my fingers came in between the door. You knew everyone must be laughing at you, but at this moment that is more bearable than being insulted. Nancy shook her head because she just doesn't understand how you get such ideas to escape from every situation. I do understand why your fingers suddenly came in between the door, but it's okay, I'm not in the mood to deal with your excuses. Daisy, please come and play the notes. You sat down while Daisy got up and came near the piano before playing it. From where did you get such ideas? You smiled and looked towards Jungkook but quickly looked away, finding him looking at you. He just smiled and looked down, shaking his head. He always notices you because he finds you so cute and also have feelings for you that he didn't confess yet. From where do you get such ideas, huh? You can do anything to escape from the class. What can I do? I can't play the piano, but I don't know why she always picks me all the time. She patted your back. I can understand, but you can learn it. You just don't want to. She went inside the class while you sighed. I wish I could, but I can't. You can. You frowned and turned back only to see Jungkook. Your heart skipped a beat while he came near you. You can definitely play the piano if you want to. It's not that hard. You were saying this as if you know how to play it. He smiled and shrugged his shoulders, making you look at him surprised. Wait, do you know how to play piano? I'm sorry, but I've never seen you. You don't attend the class. Yes, I don't, but that doesn't mean I can't play the musical instruments. I know how to play them pretty well. You smiled. That's great. If you want to, I can teach you as well. You looked at him surprised. You can teach me? Are you sure? He smiled and nodded. If you want to. You nodded excitedly. You even forgot how you are acting like an excited kid because you really like him and this will give you some time to be close to him. Let's go then. I'll take permission from Mrs. Christine to use the music room. Let's go. You nodded. I'll come in a minute. You ran inside the classroom to share this news with Nancy. Your excitement was at its peak. Nancy, what happened to you? You are looking so excited. You hugged her. Because I am excited. You know, Jungkook told me that he will teach me how to play a piano. She looked surprised as well. Really? Oh my god. Wow. Yes, I'm going. I think he likes me too. My love is not one-sided. She chuckled and nodded. Okay, I'm going. Bye. She nodded while you walked outside the classroom. You were so nervous. It was only you and him in the empty room, and you could clearly hear your heartbeat. I'm really terrible at playing it. He smiled and walked near the piano before looking at you. Don't worry, we are here to learn anyways. Don't be nervous because it's not a class. You nodded. Come and sit here. You sat on the stool. It's a little embarrassing to admit, but I don't understand these notes. Don't worry, you can still learn it. Just trust me. Your heart skipped a beat. It's like you came inside the fictional world and he is that dream man you always imagined to have. Can you play something like just anything that you know? You look down feeling embarrassed for real because all you know is to play happy birthday song. I can only play that birthday song. You told him even though you were embarrassed. He chuckled. That's great. It means you know how to play. Let's get started then. Let's start with something simple. I'll play a melody. It's going to be simple. You just have to notice that keys I'll press and follow it. You nodded and got up. It's okay, you can sit. He made you sit and started. Your heart skipped a beat when he played the melody. It felt like he was playing that song for you. If it wasn't real, nothing could be more romantic than this. You found yourself getting lost in him. You forgot that you have to pay attention to his hands and not face. Jungkook knew you were only looking at his face, but he didn't disturb you. Now it's your turn. You quickly looked down when he stopped playing and looked at you. Can you? You started to feel nervous. Uh, um, yes, I can try. He smiled and stood straight. Very good. You said you will play it, but you don't even remember the melody. You just got lost in admiring his face. Your fingers finally touched the keys. It was a completely different tone. I can't play it. Your heart skipped a beat when his fingers touched yours. His hand was on top of yours as he leaned closer to you from the back, almost hugging you as you could feel his breath hitting your neck. You can. I'm here. You turn your face towards him and your faces were just inches away from each other. You were afraid that he would hear your heartbeat because it was so loud. You quickly looked down. Are you ready? You nodded and his fingers started guiding you and you can't believe that you were playing that melody. Although it was Jungkook who was playing it, but you don't care. You just wanted to live this moment. Jungkook looked at you with the corner of his eyes. He could feel your nervousness. It's been 2 years since he was trying to tell you that he loves you but always gets nervous. The air around got so awkward, you could feel goosebumps on your skin. Jungkook knew that the situation was getting awkward and intense. He didn't want to do anything that can make you feel different about him, so he stepped back and pulled his hand. What happened? He said, turning towards him. Nothing, can you play now? I have been attending this class for 3 months now and didn't learn anything. Do you think I will start playing the piano in 5 minutes? He looked at you. Okay, we'll start again. You tied your hair in a ponytail and sat on the stool. Shall we? He nodded and again you both were in the same position. Now he couldn't resist. He was controlling himself, but it's like you also don't want him to go away. Suddenly his fingers stopped. Jungkook was mesmerized by your scent and he placed a kiss on your neck, making you feel goosebumps. He quickly pulled back. I'm sorry. You got up. I'm sorry, Ryan. Please don't get me wrong. It's okay. He looked at you surprised. Jungkook, I don't know if it's because you like me, but I want to tell you that I have liked you for a long time. His heart skipped a beat. He knew you have feelings for him, but it feels so good when you told him that by yourself. Do you also? You waited for his reply and he nodded without wasting a second. Yes, I like you too. I love you too. You chuckled and then you both hugged. But suddenly the door opened and you pulled back immediately. Mrs. Christine came inside and looked at both of you. I gave you permission to use this room in absence for practice and not for... She just cleared her throat while you and Jungkook were awkward. We were just learning, Mrs. Christine. She came near and looked at you. I hope you have learned something. Yes, ma'am. Good. Your finger seems okay. You quickly hid your fingers. I would like to hear what you have learned today. You nodded nervously and walked outside. I'll leave as well. Thank you so much for allowing me to use the room, Mrs. Christine. Thank you. He also walked away while she shook her head and smiled. Kids these days think that we don't understand anything. She sat on the stool and pressed some keys before smiling.